Fat, lazy preachers are a disgrace to Jesus Christ. American churches, particularly traditional ones, are plagued by men of God who are both spiritually and physically lazy. Most preachers are accountable to no one. As long as they show up on Wednesday night and Sunday morning, the congregation assumes they are busy about the Lord's work. But this lack of accountability has bred laziness. They continually let themselves off the hook for getting nothing done, because at the end of the day, no one will challenge them if they don't. It's a pretty good gig, actually. Work for about 10 hours a week, get paid a bunch for it, relative to the time put in, and then hang out at the house, go to lunch meetings, and make a few phone calls to the sick. Must be nice. Their inner laziness is often reflected in their outer appearance. Most preachers are fat, embarrassingly so. They preach that others should be self-disciplined with sin, but they show no self-discipline at the table. A thin preacher once told me that he used to be very fat. When I asked what changed, he said after a sermon one day, a man put his arm around his shoulder and whispered in his ear, "Nobody wants to follow a fat preacher." That is absolutely right. A man with so little self-discipline that he weighs twice as much as he should, and a man with such a low work ethic he does only the very minimum, will never inspire God's people to follow and to do all he requires. What fat, lazy preachers don't realize is that Christ has already judged their ministries. All they need to do is take a look at the fruit of their efforts. Empty pews, unmotivated members, little to no impact, and that for years. These subtle disciplines will eventually give way to disastrous punishments in the years to come, as God's patience with the nation, his people, and his preachers comes to an end. And then on the day of judgment, these fat, lazy men of God will be whipped for their disobedience. As it is written, "The servant who knew his master's will and did not prepare himself or do according to his will shall be beaten with many stripes." Therefore, what I say to one fat, lazy preacher, I say to all fat, lazy preachers: repent. 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 My name is Dr. Wes Moore, and this has been an Oracle of Judgment against fat, lazy preachers.